Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shireen. So this is the most requested video in which many people have asked me how do I finish my coasters. So this is pure resin coaster Ocean 1 and I've posted a video on it and many of you have watched it and asked several questions. So one of the most asked question was how do I finish those, because when you take out a piece from the mold it is not very shiny as it seems to be in the photos. So this is the mold which I use for my coasters. So I'm sure many of you must have got it. This video will be a bit lengthy, so please be patient because I have point out some of the main points in this video and I want that people should understand how this actually works. Those who are beginners in this field, it is very good for them. So that's why it will be a descriptive video. So just be patient and watch till the end. This is how it looks like when it is taken out from the mold. It is not very shiny, as you can see. There's some scratches also because I have made this coaster long back. I really don't remember, it was months ago. I decided to finish this coaster for you guys and show it to you how do I actually do it. The back portion is really deformed and there are edges, sharp edges on the sides because it is just taken out from the mold. I really want to give you a tip here is that no matter how beautiful your piece looks, but the finishing should be the best because finishing is very important. So just make sure you work on your finishing skills. It takes time. It took time for me as well. Around a few months because I was still learning in that phase. The first step is, as you can see, this is a sanding paper. I use sanding paper because I have a sanding machine also. It's not working these days. Then also I don't use it to sand my coasters because when you sand it on a paper like this, it is done very uniformly. And when you use a machine, sometimes it is not very uniform and some parts are sanded more and some are less. So that's why I don't prefer using sanding machine to sand my coasters or my letter keychains. I mostly use sanding paper. As you can see, I have worked a lot, so that's why it is so dirty. No problem, it will still work. This is I will tell you, this is 220 grit. Yes. So first step, what you have to do is to wet the sanding paper up with water. Just drop enough water on the paper. This step is very important because the grains of the sand should not stuck onto a piece while sanding. That's why water is needed. Do not forget this part, and then keep the piece on the water and then sand it. I will mute this part because it will be very noisy and I won't be talking to you. This part is quite messy and a bit of time taking, but I'm sure it's gonna worth it. I will take off my glove. Just keep on checking in between as I'm doing it, and when you think that it is the sanding is enough and the edges are not that sharp, you can just stop sanding. As you can see, the edges are getting flat now. It is very much evident. And the surface on which you are sanding should be very steady and flat. Otherwise, the sanding will not be very uniform. So a bit more. So it is done. I feel good about it. It is done now. You can see the edges are flat enough. Now the back portion. We clean this mess. Once the sanding is done, do wash your pieces with plain water under the tap because after sanding there are some grains left, and if you'll pour resin on top of it, the grains will get stuck onto your pieces and it won't be very clear. So do wash the pieces. I'll just go quickly and wash it off. Once it is washed, Make sure you dry the piece properly because water and resin are not best friends. If there any residue of water on the piece, the resin won't cure properly. So just wipe off the pieces well with a tissue. You can see there are so many scratches over there because of the sanding. No worries, we will deal with it. There was a golden mark on it. I've sanded that as well and it just came off like that. Okay, so what I do, I start with the back portion first, and then once it is cured, I go for the front part. So this is the resin. There are some bubbles over there, that's fine. I've already mixed the resin. I'm using art resin. It is a bit yellow because I bought it 2 years back and I wanted to finish it up, so I'm just finishing the resin by doing these projects, which are not for sale actually. These are just for videos, just to show you guys, just to guide you how actually I do my finishing work. Most of the people, they're not sure what doming is. When you pour clear resin or give a clear coating of resin on top of any piece, it is called doming. Very necessary point over here is to make sure that you do not pour a lot of resin on the piece because it might drip off, and be very patient and precise while doming the pieces, because if it will drip off, the front part will be spoiled. You need to sand that again, so you just need to be a little bit careful about this. Now when you think it is done, take a torch. Where is it? See, poof, all bubbles are gone. It looks pretty. Make sure the sides are covered evenly. So always start with lesser amount of resin, because if you have poured it more, it will be difficult for you to take it off from the piece. But if it is less, you can add more anytime. Alright, I think it is pretty good for me. So I will cover the piece so that there should be so that there shouldn't be any dust or hair of my cat. I have a cat, if you all know. Shouldn't go in the finished product, because this is the finishing layer which I have done. Okay, so I will cover this piece. It is a quite big box, that's all right. Once this gets cured, I will come back and coat the front portion of the coaster. So see you next day. I've kept this for around 24 hours and you can see how beautiful this looks. So this is the secret behind the glossy, shiny coasters. And see, let's see the other side. Nah. Now today we'll dome the front side as we did the back one. I love this. The shine is so pretty. It's difficult to see it on camera. As you can see, it's really pretty. All right. And I would like to give you an update that I have changed my channel's name from Forever Love for Art to Resinish. Resinish is my brand name of my resin art. You can follow me on Instagram also with the same name. So if you can see, looking pretty.